What is going on, guys? Going on 27 Squad. Welcome back into another video. Today we are doing my final mock draft for the 2023 NFL draft. It's tomorrow. It's going to be an insane time. I'm going to be live streaming the event, so make sure you guys join in on this channel for draft coverage, especially if you're a New York Giants fan. We're going to be doing our final mock draft here, just one round. I may go live later on today to do some more mock drafts. Also, I got a new mic. I got a boom arm, so we're testing that out today. I've been working a lot on the studio and also on the settings and stuff like that with camera and audio stuff. So you guys let me know how I sound, how it's turning out. But we're doing our mock draft here. I'm gonna try to implement some trades here. You guys know that I don't really like predicting trades because I'm such a perfectionist. Like, I feel like if it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to make it happen. So I thought about some trades in the earlier parts of the round, but we'll see when we get to the end of the round. We'll evaluate who's on the board and stuff like that. I haven't really done a rough draft of this like I usually do. I usually do like a little rough draft, and I try to do it live for you guys to try to implement it. But we're going off the cuff here. So let's start off number 1 overall. I'm going to go Bryce Young. I know for a long time I went CJ Stroud. Hey, if you're going to trade up this far and give up the picks that you made, you kind of want to go big or go home, right? Even though there is more risk in Bryce Young, obviously the ceiling is higher. I feel like he's a better player right now. There's just more upside with Bryce Young. So I understand that sentiment completely. So moving on now, I believe this is smoke. But it does make sense if it's not. Will Anderson going to the Texans. Listen, if you're the Texans, you can go best player available and still try to get a quarterback soon, right? You have 2 picks in the top 15 with 2 and 12. You could move up, as spoiler alert, I'm going to have them doing that here. You could move up and go ahead and get a quarterback if you do need to try to compete with Davis Mills. I don't think you should be going any longer with Davis Mills at quarterback. Start building your team, D'Amico, and get your own quarterback. But Will Anderson is going to come off the board here. It does make sense because they have that 12th overall pick. I feel like they would be forced to make a quarterback pick if they didn't have that 12th overall pick. So good on them for doing that. Now we have the Arizona Cardinals. Now they're going to be fielding calls everywhere. With CJ Stroud now on the board, they are going to be fielding calls everywhere. So you're going to get a lot of people answering the phone. But I feel like it would make the most sense if they just traded down one spot and they could still get the best player they can and still come out of this draft with some more draft capital, and they can still get the best player at this spot. So we're just going to have this just to force it through. You guys can make up your own trade details. I hate dealing with this mock draft simulator because they always deny trades that actually make sense. So I'm gonna have the Colts trading with the Arizona Cardinals. We're doing a little flip flop here, and I'm gonna have the Colts taking CJ Stroud. This is the type of move you have to make, and I think CJ Stroud could start day 1. So it's not like they're gonna have to trade up for an Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, who I think are not ready yet. CJ Stroud, in my opinion, is ready for this move. So all right, we're going to be going with the Arizona Cardinals. And here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I feel like, are the Cardinals going to go after Jalen Carter? Are they that team that with a new regime, with a new coaching regime, I believe their GM is the same. With a new coaching regime, are they really going to go after a guy like Jalen Carter? Like, is that really a thing? I don't know. I don't think so. So in my honest opinion, my humble opinion, I think they're going to go Tyree Wilson here. This is just because I don't believe that they are going to go with a Jalen Carter right off the bat. As a new franchise with 4th overall, get a guy who has the issues of Jalen Carter. Now, personally, I probably would take Jalen Carter too. I don't know if those off the field things are really going to impact his play on the field or impact him, but I heard that he's just not a good character guy, not a good locker room guy. So, but here's a team that does not care, and that is the Seattle Seahawks. I have them taking Jalen Carter 5th overall. And now we end up with the Detroit Lions. This is interesting. All right, this is interesting. The Detroit Lions. Who will they take? Who will they take? They can go in different directions here. They can go in different directions here. But I'm going to have them taking Anthony Richardson. I think it makes a lot of sense. They don't have to trade up for a guy like Anthony Richardson, and they have another first-round pick as well to try to build up their team. But you can start looking for the future after Jared Goff. And Anthony Richardson cannot start right now. Like, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect scenario for the Detroit Lions and Anthony Richardson. It's just a good match. A good match. All right, so now you have the Raiders on the board. And listen, they can go 4th best quarterback here. They could. They still have Jimmy G, but you can go in later rounds and get like a Hendon Hooker if you wanted to kind of be an insurance plan for Jimmy G. But we're going to go Christian Gonzalez here. Christian Gonzalez or Devin Witherspoon. Who would fit? I don't really know the scheme that they run over there. They're both man corners, but Devin Witherspoon is a lot more physical as a man corner than a Christian Gonzalez is. Christian Gonzalez is more finesse. He could run both systems. I think both of them could run both systems fine, but they're both man corners. I feel like that's going to be an interesting sort of interesting picks here, but I like Christian Gonzalez. I do. So I'm going to have Gonzalez going 7th overall to the Raiders. Now, here's our trade down situation. We're going to be trading with the Houston Texans. All right. Houston Texans are going to propose a trade with the Atlanta Falcons. And like I said, trade picks, and you guys can do with these picks as you want. I'm just trying to get they have 2 firsts next year. How about that? They have 2 firsts next year. Trade accepted. Like I said, those aren't real trade details, guys. You guys can make up your own trade details. I don't care. I'm just trying to force these trades through for the sake of the video. So the Texans move up to 8th. They swap with the Atlanta Falcons. And the Texans are going to jump ahead of teams like the Tennessee Titans before they do. And they definitely have more trade capital to do that than the Titans do. So I definitely see that happening. And they're going to grab a Will Levis. So they still get the best player in the draft, and they still end up with a quarterback. So I think it's a win-win for the Texans. I don't know about you guys. I think it's a win-win. All right, so the Chicago Bears, I have them taking Paris Johnson. It makes a lot of sense. Justin Fields, up-and-coming quarterback. He's starting to be a big riser in the quarterback rankings in the NFL, and you got to get a left tackle around him. So Paris Johnson here. Philadelphia Eagles. There was news yesterday that came out about Jackson Smith and Jigba, and you know what? This just seems like a Howie Roseman thing to do. It just seems like Howie Roseman loves drafting wide receivers, first of all. He loves that position a lot. Either that or he likes like front 7 guys. And is there really like a front 7 guy worth drafting over a Jackson Smith and Jigba to... Listen, they just came out of the Super Bowl, right? They just came out of the Super Bowl. They just lost the Super Bowl. This team doesn't even have that many needs to go ahead and address in the first round. You just want to get better as a team. And sure, you can draft a Devin Witherspoon, but you still have Darius Slay and James Bradbury there. Devin Witherspoon is not going to get a lot of playing time to try to push to make their Super Bowl. They're not thinking future right now. They want a Super Bowl now. And Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to get a lot of playing time, even if A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are on the field. I can definitely see something like that happening. And he's a big slot receiver. He's one of those big slots. And Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are outside guys. This is just a perfect pick for the Eagles. As a Giants fan, I hate this, but it makes a lot of sense, and I understand it. All right, so we have the Tennessee Titans who missed out on their quarterback. They were probably going to try to get after Will Levis, and the Texans won that bid. So we're going to see who they can draft, and they're going to go Peter Skoronski here out of Northwestern. They have Andre Dillard right now at left tackle. If you wanted to put Skoronski at guard, you can. You know, the 11th pick for Skoronski is fine, where you could put him at guard. But I think he could play left tackle. I think he can in the NFL. And then you could try to deal with Dillard or whatever you want to do after that. But you got to start your best 5 guys. Next, moving on to the Atlanta Falcons. Now we're hearing a lot of talk. We're hearing a lot of talk that Bijan Robinson is their number 1 target right now. But with Devin Witherspoon on the board, do they still go after Bijan? Yes, well, we're gonna try to shake things up here. I'm gonna listen to what these news sources are saying, because sometimes they're right. They were right about Daniel Jones with it to the Giants. They're right about a lot of stuff going into the draft. So Bijan Robinson to the Atlanta Falcons. Listen, I like Tyler Algier. I can never say his name the first time. Tyler Algier. I like him a lot. I think if you want to go running back, you go running back in the later round, second. Maybe not second round, because Jahmyr Gibbs is probably the only running back worth taking in the second round. But 3rd round, 4th round, you can definitely get a good running back to pair up with Algier. I don't think you need to go after Bijan here. Although Bijan, I feel like, is got generational talent. You feel like it'd just be a waste of good value in Tyler Algier. Because I feel like he won't get a lot of playing time with Bijan Robinson there. But hey, you just want to make your team better. And you just got some more draft capital. So hey. All right, so 13th overall, you have guys like Devin Witherspoon still on the board. This one's a harder one, man. This one's a harder one because you can't really predict what Gutekunst is gonna do. He's just allergic to drafting wide receivers. But you know what's a crazy thing I feel like they can do is get Dalton Kincaid. I had it in my last mock draft, but now that they're going to 13th, is the value there? Because I know it's a little bit of a reach when they were at 15, but now they're at 13. Now they're even closer. And I feel like this would be a good move to help Jordan Love out. You can definitely get a tight end in later rounds, but Kincaid has a skill set that not every tight end has. He has that Greg Dulcich, Travis Kelce sort of skill set that you can work with. Looking at the Packers depth chart, let's look at the edge rushers, because Kingsley, Preston Smith. Okay, let's do this. Let's go Nolan Smith out of Georgia. I think the value is definitely there, where Packers fans won't get pissed at me, and it feels like a Gutekunst type pick. To get another edge rusher to beef up that defense a little bit, and they'll probably attack tight end or wide receiver in later rounds. I just don't see them drafting a wide receiver in the first round, and I feel like the only offensive player they would probably get is Dalton Kincaid, but it's a slight reach. They could go there, but they would probably want to trade down if they do that. But who knows? Maybe another team does that. So, all right, so we're going to move on to the New England Patriots, and I think this is definitely a good move here. I have them getting Devin Witherspoon here. They have some decent corners, Jack Jones, Jonathan Jones, the Jones brothers, I guess you could say, right? They're both still there, if I'm not mistaken. They're both young players. They got to be still there, but listen, they're the Patriots, man. You never know. Who the hell is Miles Bryant? I don't know. But Jonathan Jones, Sean Wade's not good. Yeah, I'll stick by that. They got some players there, but Devin Witherspoon's a great corner. He fell this far. Think about Marshawn Lattimore in previous drafts. Good corners fall all the time. Good players fall all the time. And Devin Witherspoon falls to the Patriots, and they pick up a decent corner here. All right, the Jets. The Jets are on the board, on the clock, and I struggle not to take Darnell Wright here because I'm not a big Broderick Jones fan, but it's not my opinion here, but I'm not a big Broderick Jones guy. I probably prefer Darnell Wright. They need right tackle, right? And Darnell Wright played right tackle at Tennessee. This just makes a lot of sense. But I'm going to have them going Broderick Jones here. I could be wrong about that, but they do like the beefier sort of tackles. You look at when they dropped the Mekhi Becton. So they add him in there. Maybe Rodgers Jones is gonna be playing right tackle, and you know, with him being the more beefier guy, more of a run blocking mauler sort of dude, he probably better suits a right tackle spot. So let's move on to the Washington Commanders, and I have this pick, and I think it's perfect for them. Brian Branch, safety out of Alabama. Listen, first of all, Washington loves Alabama players. Like, it doesn't matter who's there. You know, how many years ago, you know, they always draft Alabama guys. Brian Branch definitely fits their defense perfectly because they need slot corner help. They need safety help, and you can kind of put Brian Branch wherever you want to. So he'll fit in just fine there in Washington. Pittsburgh, I have them going. Listen, I mean, I'm sorry I'm not like original with this, but this just makes a lot of sense. If Joey Porter is on the board, I feel like you take him if you're the Steelers. I know they need tackles. They need a tackle. They need a left tackle. Now, is Darnell Wright just going to go ahead and play left tackle for them? I don't know. You guys can go in later rounds and pick up a left tackle, but you guys have the first pick in the next round. So you guys can get like an Anton Harrison, a DeJuan Jones if he drops. You guys can get some guys there. I feel like you definitely need to address that need in cornerback, and you get Joey Porter here. He stays in Pennsylvania. Now, with the Detroit Lions already taking their quarterback for the future, they can go after a player that they can use right now. And let's see who is on the board for them right now. Ooh, Deonte Banks is not a bad option because of the fact that, you know, they can use corners. I know they addressed their secondary a lot in this offseason, but nobody really keeps you from drafting a corner. But then there's this guy here. And man, oh man. How good would it be? Like, is there an edge rusher worth taking right now? I'm gonna have them going. I'm gonna have them doing it. We're going Kalijah Kancey out of Pittsburgh. I think he just seems like a Detroit Lions type player. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I have nothing to back that up. I just feel like he's a Detroit Lion, Kalijah Kancey. So I'm gonna have him going to Detroit with their second first-round pick. Next up, the Buccaneers. Now, they probably would have loved if a quarterback were to drop somewhere in the teens so they can go ahead and pick one up, but those 4 quarterbacks are gone. And honestly, the draft might not even shake up that way. I guarantee you one of those quarterbacks might fall. Who knows? We thought the same thing in the first round last year, and not one quarterback besides Kenny Pickett went in the first round. I believe that was like 18th overall or something like that. So, all right. So we have the Buccaneers. And I believe they picked 19th last time when they picked O.J. Howard a couple years ago. I believe they were 19th overall because I was pissed about that because I wanted O.J. Howard in that draft. Buccaneers. I had them going Broderick before. Let's see. They can definitely go Lucas Van Ness. Try to help that front seven a lot. They lost a lot of pieces on that defense. But I'm going to have them trying to keep this offensive line together because it has turned to shambles. I'm going to have them drafting Darnell Wright here, and they jump right ahead of a team like the Chargers who would definitely take a Darnell Wright, and they miss out on him here. All right, we have the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks, it would have been great if Nolan Smith dropped down just to be that insurance plan for Jalen Carter, but the Seahawks are unfortunate enough to pick him up. I'm going to have them taking Quentin Johnston, the wide receiver out of TCU. I feel like this would be a good spot for him to land at. They always take a guy against the grain, the Seahawks do, and they want to working out with that player, and I feel like that would be a fine pick there. They can definitely go Jordan Addison as well. I feel like Addison is very comparable to a Tyler Lockett, and with Lockett getting older, Addison could slowly develop into that role that Lockett played over there. And he could still get a lot of playing time. He could definitely, he's probably better than Dwayne Eskridge right now. So, all right. So, let's look at the Chargers. Let me take a quick look at their depth chart because they're definitely a team with needs. But it's like, who's a player that it's worth taking there? And I don't think they would trade down. But they don't have a great set of corners. JC Jackson is there. They don't have a great set of corners. I'm gonna have the Chargers going Jordan Addison, help their wide receiving core a bit. I'm trying to look at who possibly they can get that's not wide receiver, because I didn't want to be like everybody else getting a wide receiver, but it just the value is there right now for wide receiver. Just the value is there. I try to make a case for them to get like a Deontay Banks or a Lucas Van Ness, but I just don't see it. So let's look at the Baltimore Ravens. I have this pick for a while. I feel like they're going to go after a Deontay Banks here. They can help their secondary out a lot. And they're beat up. They're old. They've been having injury problems. And they definitely could help getting a Deontay Banks here. All right. The Minnesota Vikings. Let's look. Let's look here. Okay. All right. Let's have them getting Brian Breezy out of Clemson. Brian Breezy out of Clemson. Very disruptive. I was looking at the Vikings depth chart here, and it's not great as far as their front three here on their 3-4 defense. Harrison Phillips is probably their. Dean Lowry's all right. How old is Dean Lowry? Oh, he's only 28. He's not great. He's from Green Bay. Yeah, he's from Green Bay. But yeah, they're not great. Not a great group of guys there in that front seven. And the Vikings have defense problems. So Brian Breezy comes off the board here to Minnesota. And Jacksonville. Jacksonville is not a team with a lot of needs. I can definitely see them trading down here, but who's gonna trade up? Who would trade up for anyone here? I don't know. I don't know who would trade up. But I don't know. I'm just gonna have them do it. I'm gonna have them taking Dalton Kincaid here. It makes a lot of sense. Should we do it? Let's do it. Dalton Kincaid coming off the board to the Jaguars. Listen, they have Evan Ingram on a deal, but Evan Ingram is going to want to be paid big money. And Dalton Kincaid is an athletic tight end who can fill in an Evan Ingram type role without having to pay Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram type money, because Evan Ingram's gonna want top tight end money. This would give the Jaguars two good options at tight end as receiving options, and then after this year they can let go of Evan Ingram and just be okay, and now they have Dalton Kincaid. So I think that makes a lot of sense. The Giants, this one's pretty easy. Making sure, look at all my options. This one's pretty easy. As a Giants fan, I'm going to take Zay Flowers. If Zay Flowers is not here, and we're looking at these set of guys here, I'd probably look to trade down a bit. I could pick up a Cam Smith here, but I'd probably look to trade down. The Cowboys, I think, listen, I love this move. Where's he at? I love this move. I don't know why he's 46th. I love this guy. Mozzie Smith out of Michigan. Pairing him up with Oso Odigizua. Having guys like Micah Parsons off the edge, and all these other guys, Sam Williams, and all these other guys they have coming off the edge, man. Mozzie Smith is so disruptive on the interior. On top of that, he stops the run very well. Man, that would add to already good defensive line and make it even better. So I think that's great value there for the Cowboys. All right, so 27th. Call me crazy here. Call me crazy. They don't have a lot of needs. Like, there's... Oh, why am I picking quarterback? They don't have a lot of needs at all. And I don't even think Buffalo should pick in the first round. Like, all these guys are second-round players. I'm going to have them trading down with the Cardinals, who just traded down. They're going to trade back up into the first round. And they're going to trade with the Buffalo Bills. They're going to swap picks. And, you know, add all this trade value. Accepted. They're going to move up. And I know this is... Call me crazy. I know. But they're going to move up for Emmanuel Forbes. Why do I say that? because I've always said Emmanuel Forbes before I really knew that Jonathan Gannon, was there at the as the that John Gannon was the defensive head coach. I'm sorry, I'm losing it already. Head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. Before I really put that together and really thought about it and how much they need secondary help, I thought Emmanuel Forbes is a perfect Philadelphia Eagles player because of that soft zone coverage they run in Philadelphia. Soft zone cover 2 off man, right? That's exactly Emmanuel Forbes' skill set. And now with Jonathan Gannon going to be Arizona's head coach, they need corners desperately. They don't. Obviously, they're 2 years removed off of Patrick Peterson. They lost Byron Murphy. Buda Baker demanded a trade. So I really think it makes a lot of sense for Emmanuel Forbes to go to a place like Arizona. And with there are a couple teams, the Eagles, even the Chiefs, and the Bengals definitely can take cornerbacks, and then you have like a couple more picks after that. I think they're 34th right now in the second round. Emmanuel Forbes could be off the board. They may want to go ahead and jump into the first round and pick up Emmanuel Forbes. So I have them doing it here, and I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move for the Cardinals. I like Forbes a lot, and he is a borderline first round player. Okay, so now the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm gonna have them going. Oh, Michael Mayer's on the board still. I did not envision this. Do they have a tight end? Who's their tight end? Irv Smith. Oh, man. I had them originally going after Cam Smith because I feel like he's the perfect player for their defense. Chidobe Awuzie. That one's tough. That one is tough. But, I like Cam Smith. I think he fits over there in Cincinnati so well, and I think he could be a first round guy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have Cam Smith. That means I really see. Man, that means I really could see the Michael Mayer falling. So Cam Smith, I'm gonna have him taken by Cincinnati here. Now we have the New Orleans Saints. I have them taking Lucas Van Ness. I think this is right around where Van Ness will go. I think he's going to go somewhere in the 20s. I don't know why a lot of people have him going in the top 10 or even top 15. But I definitely see Lucas Van Ness going somewhere in the 20s, and this would be a good spot for him here. So there he is. 30th. The Philadelphia Eagles. Now, like I said, if Emmanuel Forbes is on the board, they can go. They can go Emmanuel Forbes. I feel like he'll be good value there. Who would I have them taking before? Jackson Smith and Jigba. Let's have them going Myles Murphy to help out their rotation at edge rusher. They love doing it, and I can definitely see them doing it here. All right, and then we're gonna finish off with the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm gonna have them taking DeJuan Jones, the tackle out of Ohio State. Now, if I can close this ad, that's why I had the ads over here so I could actually see the full results. Why don't they have it in the middle? What the hell is going on here? What is going on here? Why can't I move this to the middle? Whatever. But this is the first round. This is my last mock draft, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the Aaron Rodgers edition. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, if you guys didn't. Michael Mayer, I really could see it. He is a guy that I projected going in the first round, but he just doesn't make the cut here. Another guy as well is out of Baraway, out of Tomiwa, out of Baraway, at Double A, out of Northwestern. I like him a lot, but I don't have him going in the first round here. He's definitely a first round player to me, though. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.